Happy Friday, everybody. How's it going? Hopefully you're having a good day. This is the first time I've been down at my computer since Monday. I had me a week off. I didn't do anything Tuesday. We don't stream Wednesdays. I didn't do anything Thursday. Kind of skipped out on everything. Let me know if everything sounds good. I've been messing around with sound settings, and like my GoXLR profiles are all over the place, so forgive me if things sound off, if things are skipping, if I'm coming in and out. Things are crazy. Oh yeah, that's right, there's no scene for this yet. Hey, what's going on? As you can see, I usually come home, I usually decompress and relax before I hop on stream, but I got out of work late and I was like, I haven't been down here. I haven't done anything. So I had to create thumbnails. I had to put stuff together really quick. So I really just came in the house, came downstairs and just set everything up. Let me know if the music's too loud. Hey chums, how's it going? So I'm having myself a nice little time. I've been home. So right now it is 4:51 for me. And I have been home for about 40 minutes, and I've spent like 38 of those minutes down here just rushing. I did watch shows. Firstly, what I want to do is last week I was floating the idea of introducing another series into the anime club, into this like weekly talk, because it just felt super short last week. We were out in like a half an hour. So I was like, you know what, I'll start a series. I was gonna try to catch up on it, but I really didn't feel like catching up, so I watched the first episode of Love After World Domination. I have to figure out which way I can move. Next week, this is going to look different. I'm going to spend some time after summertime rendering actually putting together this scene so that we can have it for Anime Club. Just my first thoughts. I watched the first episode. I really enjoyed it. It was really funny. I'm a big Power Rangers Super Sentai fan, so it's like that's like right up my alley. Just in general. Wait for a program to respond, please. So it's like right up my alley on things that I enjoy. This series is basically the guy on the right is essentially the Red Ranger of his Super Sentai. Thank you. What's up, Hype? He's basically the leader. He's the Red Ranger of the Super Sentai, of a Super Sentai team. And he falls in love with this girl, and she's like the new villain, a part of like the organization that's trying to take over the world. And he falls in love with her, like love at first sight. And so it's a funny first episode because it starts off with them like sitting in like a pasture, and then it cuts away to the rest of his team fighting her minions, and they're up on the grass, like away from everyone. So there's like a battle down here, and then up on the cliff they're just up there on a date. So it cuts from that. It cuts away. Say no more, I'm in. So it cuts away from that. It's very it doesn't take itself serious. It's very, very aloof. It's very light. She has plot for days. It's really funny. So it goes back to their first encounter, and they have a fight. He sees her and he gets like all flustered, and she's like super serious. Yes it is. Yes, it is. Yes, the plot. It's fun, man. I've only watched an episode. There's 4 out, I want to say. Currently, as of Friday, there's 4 episodes out. I only watched the first one. I plan on catching up fully next week, having a full discussion on every episode that's out, and then going week to week with it. But it was fun. So like that first episode, it cuts away from that. You get introduced to the rest of the team, like there's five of the they're called the Gelato 5, and they're all like, he's the strawberry gelato person, there's a soda one, there's a lemon one, there's a peach one, and then there's a pistachio one. So it's red, yellow, pink, blue, and green. Those are the 5 of the gelato 5. And they're like popular, people know. It's like the little kids are sitting at the bench after like the park gets attacked by the minions. It's typical. If you watch Power Rangers or any Super Sentai, you know exactly what's going on. The minions attack the park, and the kids are behind the bench, and they're like, "Oh man, bad guys are cool." And then they show up, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, the heroes!" And then they do like their the Super Sentai transformation, where they do like their hand poses and stuff. It's fun. It's a bunch of fun. But it's hilarious because whenever they're up on the cliff, so these two, they're up on the cliff, they're on like their date in a sense, and somebody climbs up the cliff to check on him, they instantly start, it's like in an instant they start fighting each other, and they're like, "Oh, all right, you got it, I'll go back down and finish the fight." And they'll leave, and then as soon as they leave, they'll like stop, and then they'll sit down and they'll keep talking again. It's so far like the first episode, I can vouch for it. It was fun. It got a few laughs out of me. Animation was pretty good. They gave the Gelato 5 a really cool fight sequence scene, kicking butt at the beginning of the episode. It's a fun show. So I will report to you next week on episodes 2, 3, and 4. I don't know when this show comes out. I don't know if it comes out on a Friday, if it comes out on a Saturday, but I'll definitely, if an episode comes out tomorrow, I'll catch up on 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we'll talk about it next week. It's just a lot. It'll be a lot to talk about, but I just want to catch up so we can go week to week. It's pretty, well, no. Yes, no. This one depends. I don't know what day this comes out on. If it comes out on a Saturday, it kind of just messes it up. If I find out if it comes out on a Friday, if it comes out on a Saturday, excuse me, what I'll do is I'll save tomorrow's episode. So episode 5, I'll save that for 2 weeks from now. So we'll just be an episode behind. So next week 6 will come out. I'll talk about 2 through 4. When 7 comes out, I'll talk about 6 the day before if it comes out on a Saturday. So that's the plan. I think that's the only thing I can come up with. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got for this series. I really like What's Up, Soul Taker. It's a really fun first episode. Just give it a shot. If you like it, keep watching. If you don't like it, whatever. It's not for everyone. It's like Super Sentai based. So if you're not a fan of like Power Rangers or anything, then you're probably not gonna like it, unless you're just in for a laugh. So that's all I got for that. I'm talking about Skeleton Knight next. Skeleton Knight, so far for me, and I think who was saying this last week, was Enryu telling us this last week about the fact that Skeleton Knight, it's in the same camp as, or the same boat in a sense as Mushoku Tensei, where it's an older, my friend said it was cliche. It's fun. It's a fun ride. It's in the same boat as Mushoku Tensei, where it's one of the early isekai series, but it didn't get its anime until now. So like so many other series have come out since the source material of Skeleton Knight came out in this anime. There's been, I think, a gigantic gap in which a bunch of other series took a lot from Skeleton Knight and expounded on it and then watered down the genre. So now that we get a Skeleton Knight series, it just doesn't seem like anything special because you've seen a bunch of like copycats or knockoffs in a sense. Am I understanding that correctly? I would like, please educate me, please correct me. Am I understanding that correctly? Because if that's the case, I feel like I can I feel like this is important. I feel like this is important. This is like oh gosh, this is like, for an example, this is like loving Star Wars but loving Star Wars, right? Watching the original 3 movies of Star Wars and they're being your favorite things ever. And then watching Dune, not knowing about Dune, right? Not knowing about Dune, and then being like, man, a lot of these things that Dune is talking about was in Star Wars. And then you find out George Lucas was a gigantic Dune fan when he was a kid, and that helped him, and like that inspired him to write Star Wars. I feel like it's a situation where I can then, if that were the case, I can snatch the stigma away. This is just for me. This isn't for anyone else. For me, this is just this. It'll take the stigma away of it being generic, because if it was one of the first ones to do it, I can remove the it's a weird thing. A lot of people will be like, no, but I can kind of look at it for what it is. If that were the case, I just need to know if that were the case. I don't want to risk searching something and catching a spoiler, because I don't, even if I'm not having a great time with the series, for me personally, I don't want to get spoiled on it. But I also, if anyone can clear that up for me, I would love for that to be cleared up for me. I say all that to say, episode 4, more of the same. This time we're finally getting into a little bit more. So like the first couple of episodes just felt like, let's even if it was one of the first isekai, it didn't need to be an isekai. It could have been a random skeleton that gets an upgrade. Sure, it could have been, but it is an isekai. So it's like, yes, you could be right. It could have just been a random overpowered skeleton being that just is super buff for no reason. It could have been that, and it would have been fine, but it is. I would love to just stop saying more of the same, because if that were the case, I can just shut up about it. It's the only thing that's holding me back right now, because this episode 4, it's just more of the same. There's a little bit more story, and it's not even like anything super important to arc. It's just we're helping out the elves and we're freeing more elf girls. But you get introduced to a ninja, a furry ninja. So it's like a cat person or dog person ninja. And again, it's the same thing I was saying from the previous episodes, just noticing about how I guess Ponta being a spirit, like I need a full breakdown on the spirit beast thing and how uncommon it is. I feel like we got a little bit of it. The show seems pretty stale, but I'm just waiting on the shoe to drop. I'm just assuming it'll be worth it, considering the positive rating what I've seen so far. I feel like it sucks. It's one of those things where for isekais have just been overdone to death. Like there's an isekai for any and every situation. There's a billion isekai. So it's like you get burnt out on it. And then one of the series that inspired all of these other series to exist finally gets in its anime, and no one likes it because they're burnt out on the genre. If that is the case, then damn, that sucks. That really does suck. Yeah, you can tell the show skips it. You can tell there's a lot missing too. You can tell there's a lot missing. But it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. That's pretty much all I can say. It's all right. Episode was fine. Ninjas, dog ninjas, cat ninjas. I need more information about the spirit beasts. I need more information about the spirit beasts, because again, Ark finds himself up against this cat, this animal, this furry ninja. I'll say that. This furry ninja, and the furry ninja sees Ponta and is like, oh, a spirit beast. You can't be bad. And then just puts the sword away and just starts talking. It's just like, like I don't know if this is like a part of like the writing of it. Even Ark is like, all right. Like he has a moment too where Ark is like, okay, so I guess this little animal thing is a big deal because I'm getting out of a lot of stuff because of it. So I need a full breakdown on spirit beasts and what is it like. They're saying like you can't be a bad person if you're friends with a spirit beast. I need something on that. I just need something. I just need some acknowledgement. That's it. We had a plot moment with. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, spirit beast, no problem. The isekai ending where the dude gets turned into a girl. Has a better explanation of the world than this series. Because this series just feels it's a video game. That's it. It's a video game. It's just a video game. it's a video game. It's a video game. That's it. That's it. It's a video game. We had what is her name? Ariane. She has big plot on both ends, and instead of Ark just teleporting them through the wall like he ended up doing after with I blame Sal for how hard I critique isekai series. Yeah, you hate it. I love it. So it's like we had a moment where she can't fit through the window thing and she like has to push herself through and like her chest pops through and it's like boop. Like there's a sound effect for when her chest pops through and then she's stuck again. And then there's another sound effect for when her bottom pops through and then he teleports through with the other guy and it's just like, all right, okay, we had that. Cool. It's more of the same. That's pretty much it. Like I just want to. Yeah, that's true. She did just jump through. Like, hey, need to fit. I agree. I don't know. I'm done talking about this series. Now, this is the series that I'm having the most fun with so far. Outside of Summertime Rendering, this series is my favorite series that I'm watching. It's weird. Like, I'm even enjoying this series, I think, more than I'm enjoying Kaguya. I think I am. And that's a weird thing to say because Kaguya was one of my favorite things ever. I think I'm enjoying this first 4 episodes. How many episodes of the series? 4. I'm enjoying this series more than Kaguya. I am. I think it's just, I'll talk about Kaguya later. But yeah, this episode, I gotta remember, like, not remember what this episode was about, but just how it started. No, one thing I wanted to say, I'm going off the top of my head because I didn't have enough time to write down my bullet points. Next week I'm gonna have an actual structure and images for each one of my bullet points. But for my point that I wanted to make is I get for wow, why am I forgetting his name? Naogomu, goodness gracious. I don't know whose name I had stuck in my head, but for Naogomu, it's like I understand that he left home. That's like one, I understand he left home and it's not even like he didn't even want to take over the family's shop because it's a weird situation that he overheard things that he shouldn't have, which then helped inform his decision of leaving. So it's like that's something that's unearthed, like in him that hasn't been necessarily unearthed yet. But not until the who gets to keep the family business part of the plot. It's just more so it's more so of he was set, like it was his grandfather's shop and his dad was a part of it. The grandfather passed, the dad took it over. And Naogomu naturally just would have inherited the shop. And he loves the pastries and all that stuff. but he overheard a conversation between his grandfather and his dad about Naogomu doing something outside of this pastry shop. I think the dad probably wanted him to inherit the shop, and the granddad was like, no, like, let him be his own person, let him go. I don't think he should be here. He overheard that and fell into music and then left at, like, I don't even, like, his parents weren't cool with it, but his parents let him go. So, like, he left, and he didn't come back for a while either. It's been 10 years, I think, since he's been back, like, permanently been back. So it's like, I understand that. I understand the aspect of him leaving and coming back. They put so much into, like, he cares so much about the pastries that he's just like a liability. He's like a liability. He's not really good at anything because he really spent most of his time like in school and just playing music. Yeah, and it's like I thought it's because of his sweet addiction. No. Is this the Gumball episode? If you listen to the whole conversation, this whole situation wouldn't be happening. No, I don't think it's that. I think we'll get more later. I genuinely do think the granddad wanted him to explore a life, and he wanted to be a part of the business so bad. But even hearing like the doubts about his family talking about it kind of just like pushed him away. Like, he overheard this when he was like maybe 12 or 13 or 14 or something like that, and then started playing guitar and fell in love with playing music. But it's like, I understand that. I understand he left, but it's to the point now where he's back home and he's been back, but he's still, and I think it's just supposed to be a part of the comedy of the series, but I feel like eventually that will wear thin because he still gets treated like less than. That's why I feel like it's comedy, because whenever he goes to do something, he's a little serious. Like, it plays fine, but then we'll have like comedy moments of his dad thinking he's a lazy sack of nothing, and mom's steady telling him stuff and this and that, and it's like, yeah, he goose off, he slacks off at work, but it feels like he gets no credit. That, like, I feel like it'll wear thin if they keep doing it. I feel it's I don't know. It's just one of those things where I hope like it gets addressed. I feel like this series might end up addressing it eventually, because it's just like in this episode, someone called, and like a longtime customer or a frequent customer called and canceled their order, and the dad instantly like jumped to the conclusion that Naogomu did something because he messes something up. And Naogomu's like, yeah, I didn't do any. He's like, I didn't do anything, and he like drags them all the way to their house and all this stuff. And the dad finds out that he didn't do anything about it, but it just doesn't get resolved. But it's still like done up for comedy. But I'm just like, that'll just wear thin after a while. Like, it's like, all right, cool. Like, I was already over it by like the second episode, because I know more information than the other characters in the series. Like, he's not about to go walk around telling everybody his life traumas in Tokyo, but we got the flashback, so we understand. So I'm already wearing thin on it. Like, I would understand his parents not being sure if he's actually going to stay, if he's ran off before, but he's like content on being here. That's neither here nor there. The episode was split into two, just babbling. The episode was split into two. The first half was about Saki, one of the boys that works at the shop, and it's revolving around this family. If it's comedy, then it makes me dislike the girl in the family, but the whole thing is the girl, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it, but the Saki, it's revolving around the family that canceled their long time order, and it's because their son, the family's son, like, they do hostings for like people. I don't know, like, it's something like Japanese culture. I don't understand it. I'm ignorant. I don't want to be ignorant, but I am, so I'm just saying I'm ignorant of it, of the custom. So they do that, but they weren't able to because the son didn't want to do it. The son didn't want to do it because the last time Saki did a delivery to this family, he saw like some girl on his wallpaper, and Saki said, "Oh, it's someone that works at the store, this that, and the third, you wouldn't want to talk to her." And he like the boy like fell in love. He's like, "No, don't have them come here, blah 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 blah," like funny anime stuff. So you keep going through the episode and you end up finding out that the girl that's on Saki's wallpaper is not a girl, it is him, but he cross-dresses. Like, he cross-dresses, he goes out into the night, he dresses up as a girl, he does things. It's something that he got when he was in university that made him feel better. So like Naogomu, like Naogomu's an idiot. That's why I love him so much. But Naogomu, like, he ends up finding it out, and instead of like this is like it's the second or third episode where Naogomu will find something out, and instead of telling every single person that works in the shop so that they can do something, he'll just take the heat on his own. And I feel like this kind of feeds into the everyone just thinks he's up to no good, because he'll take the heat and he'll get in trouble for something but do a solid for someone else. No, it's one of the dudes that works at the shop. He cross dresses, and he kind of got jammed up because he like took a picture of himself, put it as his phone wallpaper, and someone like saw it, misunderstood, and was like trying to like hunt down this individual, because they're like, "Yo, I need to talk to that person." So like Naogomu got him out of the jam, and Naogomu was like, "No, do you like doing this? You do that. But I need your help on doing something." And he took a bunch of heat. Like, he took a bunch of heat from his dad, all this stuff, because he's like hiding stuff, doing stuff on the sly tip, just trying not to have what Saki does in his own time come out to the rest of the people that work at the shop. So Nagomu was like, "Your secret's safe from me. Don't worry about this. I'll handle this." And he handles it with the help of Itsuka, because he's such a mess up. His dad wasn't buying it. Itsuka came in, helped out, because Itsuka knows about the secret as well, and they worked together, and they got Saki out of the jam, only for Naogomu to like drill up something. Like, he made a slick little comment, like he was getting yelled at like at the beginning of the episode, and he yells at his mom like, "Yo, why couldn't you have, like, instead of me being a dude, you keep yelling at me. I could have been some pretty girl, y'all would be leaving me alone." So so at the end of like that little segment of the episode, he gets Saki to like take him into stores and dress up as a girl. He came back to the shop and everybody yelled at him. So that ended that part. And then the second part of the episode is the more interesting part of the episode, because it makes you go back to, was this last episode or 2 episodes ago, when Naogomu was going through his flashback, and you get to see like the person that taught him how to play guitar, and he went to college with him and all that stuff. So it's like a day off or something. They're going to it's like the pool episode, but it's like Naogomu doesn't know how to swim. It's hilarious. He's like, they're all having fun. He's sitting there, and there's like some music festival thing like across the way, and he's hearing the music, and it's making him think back on like, dude, I don't even play music anymore since I've been back. Really, like, he really was like not like getting down on himself, but it like music is what he like. It's a weird thing. He loves the pastries and he wants to be so good at it, but he just messes up. And he loves music too, but anytime he tries to pick up the guitar to play, he says that every time he goes to like try to put his hands on the strings, like he inadvertently starts to like do the moldings for the what's his face, for the pastries, and it's just something like he hasn't touched his guitar to play in months now. And you get a flashback of his senpai teaching him how to play guitar, and for me, taking a step out, sitting there, I'm like, oh snap. It hit me like a ton of bricks. It didn't even click when we first saw it the first time, because the very first scene of this series was Itsuka running up. I'm pretty sure it's the first scene of the series. Itsuka running up, grabbing him on the coat, and mistaking him for her dad because she's been trying to find him, because the dad played guitar too. And I'm like, oh snap. Like, they're saying that Itsuka's dad was the same age as Naogomu, early 30s, all this stuff, plays guitar. And it's just like hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, his best friend the one that dropped out of school, the one that would like all this stuff. I'm pretty sure his best friend, the one that taught him how to play guitar, is her dad. And then sure enough, you get to see like silhouettes of him from Itsuka's flashbacks every time she thinks about him. And the flashbacks you get from Naogomu, they both fit, same color hair. It's just like with Itsuka, he has like a beard, and with Naogomu, it didn't because they were younger. And towards the end of the episode, you get to see where that music is coming from is in fact dude, same color hair, same scruff as Itsuka's dad, but then has the same face as Naogomu's senpai. So I'm like, sure enough, Itsuka's dad, who she's trying to find, is the person that taught Naogomu how to play guitar. And it only makes sense that he would drop his kid off at their shop because he knows that family. So it's like he, for whatever reason, he dropped his daughter off. It's like he's from there, came back, he from there left, had a kid, brought the kid back to where he's from, knew that this family was a good family, Naogomu was good people, known him since they were kids, left his daughter there because he knew they would take care of her. I don't know why he's doing this. Why drop your kid off at some random place and just never say anything? I don't understand why, but he did. And he's like still in the town. Like, dude's crazy. Dude is absolutely crazy. But that's not even what the whole second half of the episode is about. But that's the part that stuck out to me, is the fact that these two share, he's a drug dealer. These two share, they share like, what's his face? Something that would connect them like so much. And it's really cool. It still hasn't gotten creepy yet. We still got Kanoko. She's there now. And it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing because Kanoko and Naogomu, you expect the traditional anime tropes of two people that used to be in a relationship but aren't in a relationship anymore, and their relationship that they currently have is not that. And like, who said it? I think Nanako said it, where Itsuko is like asking her questions because Naogomu, like, she dumped him, she left him. But she's in denial that she left him. She says that he dumped her, and it's kind of like Naogomu was leaving Tokyo. He was gonna leave with or without her. So essentially, like, they would have had to breaking up, but she left first. So essentially, they kind of broke up with each other. So she said a statement when I'm like, that's like real, where she said, you want breakups to be like easy. I'm paraphrasing. She's like, you want them to be easy. You want to say these descriptive, like, we're done, we're finished, and there's no love, but it's never that easy. And the reason why she's here is because she just won't say it. She's just like, she's still in love with the dude, and she still wants to make sure he's all right, because as we can see, he's careless. He needs someone around because otherwise he'd probably be dead by now. That's how careless the dude is and how aloof he can be sometimes. And she kind of just she's kind of like sticking around, and she just needs to sort her own feelings out. But they both kind of feel the same way, because now like when she's around, it's not like he doesn't want her to leave, but he's not necessarily chasing her down either. So it's kind of like this weird limbo spot where the both of them never wanted to be done with each other, but circumstances made it so that they were done with each other. So it's a really cool way to look at it. I said it last week, I'll say it this week. I just want them to get back together, and for them to just adopt Itsuka, and they just be a nice, happy family, and they take over the family business. That's it. Because she moved out there now. She's got a job at one of the restaurants. She got an apartment out there. Like, she's there now. She's there now. So make it happen. Make it happen. That's pretty much all I got. It's a pull episode. There's not much you can pull from the second half of that episode anyways. The first half really wanted to like play in your heartstrings. Excuse me. And the second half dropped a little bombshell on you. Oh yeah, I want more Uncle Saki. Saki is a pretty cool character. I like him, and I like that he was in the whole episode too. It's like he just didn't get his own like focal point, and then he was gone. Like the second half, like Nagum was like, "Up, come on, you're coming with me." He's like, "Why do I gotta go?" He's like, "You think I'm about to go to the pool with my ex-girlfriend? Nah, bro, you're coming with me because because I'm not going here by myself with her. You're coming with me because Itsuka asked her to. Itsuka and his mom asked Nanako to go, so it was just like, you're coming with me. I'm not being there by myself with them." And it's just showing more of also it's showing more of the dynamic of Itsuka warming up more to Naogomu, where she still speaks the same way, and he mentions it too, where he's like her words are the same, but the aggressive tone that she speaks in isn't so aggressive anymore. I feel like this is either gonna turn completely 180 and she's probably gonna be pissed off at him maybe, or she might fully let down the wall between him. I think so. I think so, because she has an issue trusting older men. Like she has that issue because of her abandonment. I think the dad's an exception because he dotes on her all the time, and Saki's an exception because she knows that he dresses up as a girl at night. Every other adult male, it feels like she's standoffish too, and she slowly but surely is like letting down that guard with Naogomu, because like he's gone out of his way so many times to do things for her, chase her down, trying to find her, make sure she's fine, and now she's like reciprocating. Like Naogomu can't swim, so we're not just gonna spend the whole time at the pool where he can't swim. Let's go do something where he can have fun too. And they go to the water slide, and he's like flying through the air and stuff. It's just fun, but it's a cool dynamic. I can't wait to see where the series goes even more. I can't believe I did not see the whole her dad being the person that taught him how to play guitar. I didn't see that coming, and it hit me like a ton of bricks in this episode. So if that is the case, feels like it's like too good. Like it's too good to not be that. If that is the case, then I wonder what her because it'll probably end up being a same situation like when Itsuka runs into Nanako, and then Naogomu runs into Nanako and Itsuka, and now there's like a weird, like Itsuka has her own perspective of their relationship from what Nanako said, and then she gets some version of it from Naogomu, and it's just like, well, okay, but you kind of view it a certain way. So I can see it being like Naogomu runs into his friend, and he runs into him, spends time with him, and then Itsuka probably has to find Naogomu for some reason, runs into Naogomu, sees him, sees her dad, he looks at her, and then the episode will probably end or something crazy like that. I can see that happening. And then at that point, because Naogomu is with the person that abandoned her, she'll probably be like, did you know the whole time? Blah, 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 blah. She's 10. So she lashes out. I'm going to let her lash out. She's 10. And she was abandoned. So she probably would lash out. And then at that point, Naogomu would have to confront his senpai on what he did, and then reaffirm that what he did is not what he stands for. And if he's not going to be there, he'll be there for her in his place. So I hope that's how it goes. I hope it ends as wholesome as Naogomu possibly being her adoptive father. If it doesn't, it'll hurt. If it ends like Big Daddy does, it'll kill me. But I'll take it. The ending of Big Daddy sucks. The ending of Big Daddy is one of the worst endings ever. I hate the ending of Big Daddy. It's so realistic, but I hate it so much. Have you guys seen Big Daddy and Adam Sandler movie? Isn't the manga still ongoing? I have no idea. If you haven't seen Big Daddy, the Adam Sandler movie, watch it. It's a great movie. But the ending of that movie is just so heart-wrenching. It's a funny comedy movie, and then it has like this undertone. It steps on your heart. It does all this nastiness. sucks. So I can see the series ending like Big Daddy does, but I don't know. Is the manga still ongoing? That's something I'm gonna have to look up. Hold on. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. It's a manga or is it a... Hold on. Manga. It is a manga. It is still ongoing. It's still ongoing. How many volumes are out? 12 volumes are out. I've never watched. I don't even know what it is. Still ongoing. There's 12 volumes currently out. Now I wonder, how much are we going to adapt? I would have loved to live without this information. I would have loved to live without the information that is ongoing. That happened. There was something. March comes in like a lion. I find out. I thought that series was finished. I find out that it's still an ongoing series. It's not done. There's enough content for 2 more seasons, and there's no. I'm like, I would have loved to live without that information. I thought it was done. I'd rather just get hit with a ton of bricks when I finish the 2nd season and find out there's supposed to be more. Yeah, it's twice in a week. I'm feeling this. This sucks. I don't know how much they're going to adapt. I hope they don't adapt too much. Save some, please. It's probably a monthly too. It's been ongoing since 2016, and there's only 12 volumes. 100%, bro. It's a month. Dang. Is it? It could be a weekly. I don't know. That's all I got. That's all I got for this week, man. That's all I got. We'll be here in 15, 14, 13. We'll be here in 13 minutes to watch episode 3 of Summertime Rendering. So if you're here, you want to watch Summertime Rendering with me, that'll happen 10 minutes, 13 minutes, whatever number I just said. It'll happen then. So this stream will end. Try to find some food to eat in the next 10 minutes, then come back. Hopefully more relaxed. But if not, hopefully you have a good rest of your weekend, a good next week. I will definitely see what day Love After World Domination, what day that releases. So if it releases on a Saturday, I'll talk about episodes 2, 3, and 4 next Friday. 2, 3, and 4 next Friday. And then the week after that, episode 5. The week after that, episode 6 we'll be a week behind if it comes out on a Saturday. It comes out on a Friday? Ooh, that saves us then. Then I can just catch up next week. If it comes out on a Friday, I can just catch up and talk about everything, and then we could be week to week with it. I'll just have to watch it that day, because these 2 series, like Deaimon comes out on Wednesday, Skeleton Knight comes out on Thursday, so I just watch those on those days. I'll just have to find time during the day on Friday before here to just watch it. So that'll be the plan. That's all I got. Have a good rest of your weekend. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes now for Summertime Rendering episode 3. Thank you guys again. I appreciate you all for stopping by, and I will see you, hopefully, God willing, next Friday. So have a good one again. Peace out.